Hello, welcome to ANA community. From this particular video onwards, we are going to discuss the concept of Samprapti. So, what actually Samprapti is, that will be discussed in today's video. In the coming videos, we are going to discuss the different types of Samprapti, its relevant examples, and its significance. Samprapti is a type of Roga Pariksha, or it is a type of Pancha Lakshana Nidana, or it's a type of Nidana Panchaka. In Ashtanga Hridaya, it is being mentioned that Rogam Nidana Pragrupa Lakshanopashayaptibihi. So here Apti, so that is a type of, that is the term used for Samprapti. In other Madhava Nidana, it is being mentioned that Nidanam Pura Rupani Rupani Upaste Nidanam Pura Rupani Rupani Upashayastatha Sampraptischeti Vijnanam Roganam Panchadha Smritam. So it is type of a Roga Pariksha. When you think about the Samprapti as such, it is being mentioned that Yatha Dushtena Doshena Yatha Chanu Visarpata Nirvritiramayasya So Sampraptir Jatiragati. Madhava Nidana, first chapter, 10th shloka. The same shloka or verse is being mentioned in Ashtanga Hridaya also. Yatha Dushtena Doshena Yatha Cha Anu Visarpata Nirvrittihi Amayasya Aso Sampraptihi Jatiragati. That is Yatha Dushtena Doshena. The manner how the dosha is being vitiated. Yatha Chanu Visarpata. These vitiated dosha, how they are moving inside the body. Nirvrittihi Amayasya. So, how these vitiated dosha, which is being circulating in the body, are responsible for the manifestation of disease. These are the three factors that will be coming under the heading of Samprapti. It is being mentioned that the synonyms of Samprapti as Jati and Agati. Ashtanga Sangraha mentions two more synonyms of Samprapti, that is Nirvritti and Nishpatti. Are the other two synonyms, totally four synonyms are being mentioned for Samprapti. When you think about the Madhukosha commentary, it is being mentioned that Yatha Dushtena Doshena Nanavidhahi Doshanam Dushtihi. There may be a possibility of various ways of vitiation of the dosha. Whether the dosha is being present in the Chayavastha, or whether the dosha is present in the Prakopavastha, or Prasaravastha, or Sthana Samshayavastha, or Vyaktavastha, or Bhedavastha, or whether the dosha is considered to be the Prakrita or Vaikrita. In the sense, it is being mentioned in the natural progression or vitiation of the dosha, that is being mentioned in Vagbhata, that is Chaya Prakopa Prashama Vayo Grishmadishu Trishu Varshadishu tu Pittasya Shleshmanaha Shishiradishu. When there is a vitiation of Vata dosha happens, that is in the Grishma and Varsha Ritu, that is being mentioned that it is a Prakrita Gati or Prakrita Dosha Dushti. Similarly, if the Pitta dosha is being vitiated in the Varsha and Sharad Ritu, they are being considered as Prakrita Gati for Pitta. And for the Kapha dosha, Shishira and Vasanta, if the Kapha dosha are going to get gradually vitiated, then it is being termed as Prakrita Gati for, or Prakrita Dosha Dushti for Kapha dosha. If the dosha are going to get vitiated other than these Ritu, they are being termed as Vaikrita Gati. For example, if the Vata dosha is getting vitiated in Sharad Ritu, that is a Vaikrita Gati for Vata dosha. If the Vata dosha is going to get vitiated in Vasanta Ritu, that is a Vaikrita Gati for Vata dosha. This is the actual meaning. And when you think about the second aspect, that is Anubandhya and Anubandha Rupa. The term Anubandhya, that is being considered to be Swatantro Vyaktalingava, Yatokta Samutthanopashamo Bhavati, that is being mentioned. Swatantraha, that is independent in disease manifestation. Vyaktalingova, that will be having the clear-cut, full-blown manifestation of the Lakshana. Yathokta Samutthanopashamo Bhavati. When you give the treatment, there will be proper remission of the symptoms or subsidence of the symptoms are going to get occur. That is what we can say, that is Anubandhya. Whereas Anubandha refers to Paratantra and Avyakta Lakshana, that is considered to be Anubandha. So when the person is consuming the Dathi Sevana, there may be a possibility of vitiation of either Pitta or Kapha dosha. If the person is continuously consuming that, then we are going to say there may be a Anubandhya dosha will be Pitta or Kapha. If the person is continuously consuming the initially the plain Dadhi, which is having sour taste as such, another initial 3 days, and after that the person is continuously consuming the Dadhi, which is having the salt, pepper in it, then Anubandhya dosha vitiation will be Pitta dosha. Whereas Anubandha dosha, there may be Kapha dosha in that particular situation. So this is considered to be Ekasho Visho Va Samastava. So that means when there is vitiation of either one dosha, or when there is vitiation of either two dosha, or when there is vitiation of all the three dosha, then that is what we can say the dushta dosha in that particular situation. This particular point has to be analyzed. For example, if a person is continuously consuming Katu Tikta Rasa Sevana in excess, there may be a possibility of a Vata dosha vitiation. Suppose if the person is continuously consuming more amount of the Katu Rasa Sevana, there may be a possibility of Vata or Pitta dosha vitiation. If the person is continuously having the Atimatra Bhojana, there may be a possibility of the Tridosha Prakopa. This is what has to be analyzed. Rukshadibihi samastaihi bhavaihi alpairva. So that means if the person is consuming the Kadali Phala, there may be a possibility of vitiation of the Kapha dosha by the Snigdha, Madhura Rasa, Shita Virya, Madhura Vipaka, etc. So that means most of the gunas, they are similar to Kapha dosha. In that way, the person may have the Sarva Guna Vriddhi as such. Suppose if the person is continuously consuming the Amla Rasayukta Dadhi, having the salt in it, having the pepper in it, having the asafoetida in it, or hingu in it, there may be a possibility of a Pitta dosha vitiation. So that means Ushna, Tekshna, Guna, Laghu Guna Vriddhi will be observed in that particular situation. So this is what is considered to be Dushta dosha assessment. We have to see that what particular dosha is going to get vitiated. Whether is it Vata dosha prakopa, or Pitta dosha prakopa, or Kapha dosha prakopa, has to be analyzed. The term Anuvisarpata. So that means the way of movement of the dosha inside the body. Whenever a person is consuming more amount of the adhyashana as such, the dosha prakopa starts in the Abhyantara Rogamarga itself. Later, that will be moving into either Bahya Rogamarga or Madhyama Rogamarga. So that means Doshana Visarpanam. That means you have to see that whether the dosha is moving in the upward direction or downward direction or Tiryak Gati as such, or whether the dosha is moving in the Shakha or Marmasti Sandhi or Koshtha, or whether the dosha Visarpana is responsible for the Vriddhi of the dosha or Kshina of the dosha or Sthanagati of the dosha has to be analyzed. So this is what we can say, that is about the what we say, that the doshanam visarpanam nirvrittihi. So that means you have to analyze which particular the manifestation of the disease is going to take place. As far as types of the samprapti are concerned, as far as the Charaka, he has given 5 types of samprapti. Sankhya samprapti, Vikalpa samprapti, Pradhanya samprapti, Balakala samprapti, and Vidhi samprapti. Charaka Nidana, first chapter. Here, Bala and Kala samprapti, they are clubbed together, and he has mentioned Vidhi samprapti separately. So like that, 5 types of samprapti are mentioned in Charaka Samhita. As far as the types of samprapti in Madhava Nidana is concerned, again he has mentioned 5 types of samprapti: Sankhya samprapti, Vikalpa samprapti, Pradhanya samprapti, Bala samprapti, and Kala samprapti. Here, Vidhi samprapti is not being mentioned. It is actually clubbed along with Sankhya samprapti itself. So, like that, 5 types of samprapti. Most of the students say that 6 types of samprapti are being mentioned, but nowhere in Ayurveda textbooks samprapti are mentioned as 6 types. Samprapti are mentioned as 5 types only. In Charaka Samhita, it is being mentioned Vidhi samprapti separately, but Bala and Kala samprapti are clubbed together as Bala Kala samprapti. Whereas Madhava Nidana and Ashtanga Hridaya, etc., Vidhi samprapti is being included in Sankhya samprapti, and Bala Kala samprapti are separated as Bala samprapti and Kala samprapti. Now, when you think about the application of samprapti, so that is Dushta dosha and Anuvisarpada. Dushta dosha in the sense, it is the vitiated dosha. When you think about vitiated dosha, it is the abnormally increased dosha only, not the decreased dosha. When you say about decreased dosha, so that may be responsible for the increase of the some other dosha itself. For example, if the person is having the Shaina Kapha dosha, that will be responsible for the abnormal increase of Vata dosha only. So this particular Vata dosha is responsible for the manifestation of a disease as such. And this may be vitiated dosha may be present in the Abhyantara Rogamarga, that is what we can say, the alimentary compartment. It may be observed in the either intravascular compartment or interstitial compartment or intracellular compartment outside the bones, joints, and muscles or marma. That is being considered to be Bahya Rogamarga. And the vitiated dosha that may be present in intravascular compartment or interstitial compartment or intracellular compartment inside the bones, joints, or marma. That is been termed as Madhyama Rogamarga. So here, Anuvisarpata. It is being mentioned Anuvisarpata. So here, Urdhva, Adha, and Tiryagati. As we know that 95% of the Nidana, they are considered to be related to alimentary canal only. When this is happening, the Urdhva and Adha Gati of the dosha are only related to alimentary canal only. Suppose if the person is having the vomiting, etc., then we are going to say that the person is having Urdhva Gati of the dosha. If the person is having the constipation or diarrhea, etc., then we are going to say that the person is having adhogati of the dosha. Suppose if the person is having constipation and he is having the bloating sensation of the abdomen, then we are going to say that the person is having urdhvagati of the dosha itself. Suppose if the movement of the dosha is happening from the alimentary canal to intravascular compartment or interstitial compartment or intracellular compartment, maybe outside the bones, joints or marma or inside the bones, joints and marma, they are being termed as periagati. Let us take for example, if the person is doing the more amount of the adhyasana specifically related to katurasa sevana, there may be a possibility of a vitiation of either vata dosha or pitta dosha. Suppose if the person is consuming more amount of the madhura rasa ahara, there may be a possibility of abnormal increase of kapha dosha. Suppose if the person is consuming more amount of the amla or lavana rasa sevana, there may be a possibility of a increase of pitta or kapha dosha. That means the dosha vitiation is going to take place in the alimentary canal itself. And if the person is taking more amount of the rajas sevana, that is exposure to dust, there may be a possibility of a pranavaha srota subflexion. So that means the dosha vitiation specifically will be seen in, what do you say, that the pranavaha srotas. Suppose if the couple are indulged in ativyavaya, there may be a possibility of affliction of either the Shukravaha srotas or Artavavaha srotas. So that means the dosha vitiation are specifically can be observed in those areas. If the person is having Purisha Vegadharana, Purishavaha srotas affliction will be observed first. If the person is doing more amount of the Katu Rasa Sevana, then there may be a possibility of either Vata dosha or Pitta dosha increase in the body. So why we need to know about Samprapti? Samprapti Vigatanameva Chikitsa. It is being told in the Ayurveda scholars, by the Ayurveda scholars. So that means Chikitsa is nothing but Samprapti Vigatana. So that means we have to break the particular chain of manifestation of disease, or we have to break the pathological events. That is Samprapti, nothing but the pathological events. So we have to break these particular pathological events at in any of these sequences. Then, so that itself is chikitsa itself. In other words, vitiated dosha chikitsa is samprapti vigatana, or otherwise dosha dushya sammurchana vikatana. So that means breaking the dosha dushya amalgamation is considered to be chikitsa. Otherwise, it is being said that dhatu vaishamya chikitsa is an or restoration of the dhatu vaishamya, that is termed as chikitsa. So dhatupaka is considered to be the disease manifestation, whereas reversal of dhatupaka is considered to be doshapaka, and this is chikitsa. Take home messages from today's discussion. Samprapti is nothing but the pathological events happening inside the human body. What about the accumulation of dosha, and where this particular dosha is moving inside the human body, whether is it moving in the upward direction or downward direction or sideward direction, what we can say urdhvagati, adhagati or tiryagati, or oblique direction, that is tiryagati. So manner of dosha vitiation, in which particular part of the body this is vitiation is going to take place, which particular, whether is it present in the shiras or is it present in the urdhva shaka or whether is it present in the Adha Shaka, or whether is it present in the Udara, or whether is it present in the Uras, etc. That is manner of dosha vitiation, manner of movement of the dosha in the body, or whether is it present in the Abhyantara Rogamarga, or whether is it present in the Rasadhatu or Rakta Dhatu, etc. Or whether is it present in the Bahya Rogamarga, or is it present in the Abhyantara Rogamarga or Madhyama Rogamarga, etc. Degree of dosha vitiation. Which particular guna of dosha is increased, whether is it Ruksha guna is increased, or Lagu guna is increased, or Snigdha guna is increased, or Tikshna guna is increased, or the Mritsna guna is increased, or Guru guna is increased, or Manda guna is increased, etc. The degree of dosha vitiation has to be analyzed. Degree of dhatu affliction. Up to what extent the dhatu is being afflicted. So that is Snigdha guna increase. There may be a possibility of affliction of either Rasa dhatu or Mamsa dhatu or Medo dhatu or Majja dhatu, Shukra dhatu, etc. So like that degree of Srotas involvement. Suppose if the Snigdha guna is increased, there may be a possibility of affliction of either the Rasa Srotas, Mamsa Srotas, Medo Srotas, Majja Srotas, Shukra Srotas, etc. So breaking this pathological events, that is been termed as some chikitsa, that is Samprapti Vikatanameva chikitsa. Dear ANM members, that's all for today. What are the major key takeaways from today's discussion? Mention in the comment box below. And what is the one video that you would like to hear in this channel? Mention in the comment box below. And spread this particular video to maximum number of true Ayurveda learners, so that we can make a huge movement out of this particular small message. That's all for today. Continuing with the types of Samprapti in the coming videos. Thank you.